Hey, welcome everybody. This is almost our last episode, our last event for February. We're almost done. It's exciting and sad all at the same time. But we're going to have fun tonight. Tonight you are joining us for another edition of Yes, it is Blind Date with a Book. Tonight we are doing our second installment of non-fiction books and authors. So this is going to be super interesting. We have a couple more events left. Check out the 27th, which is Saturday. We're going to be doing science fiction, and Sunday is our wrap party. No event tomorrow night. Keep that in mind, everybody. Okay. While you are all going over here to fill out the hey, we're curious where you came from and how you heard about us poll, and authors, please fill this out too. I'm going to remind you about the Pages Promotions virtual pop-up bookshop. It's a cozy place where you can order autographed books and book plates to support indie authors. Visit pagespromotions.com and just click on the little tab up at the top to jump to the bookshop. This is a direct conduit to the books and their authors. You can click on the author's name to order book plates. You can click on the books to order books. We're not taking any royalties out of the author's hands. It's all going to the authors. This is just our way of directing you, connecting you directly to them. Keep in mind, the bookshop is gonna disappear at midnight on the 28th of February, so you won't be able to easily find what you're looking for after that. It's all going to go away because I have another festival to prep for. Okay, thank you everybody for filling out the poll. I do appreciate that. It helps us be more effective in marketing and in outreach. Mr. Andrew, will you please tell us about the oh so super snazzy workshops we had this month?
I'm sorry, everybody, you missed them, but they're still out there. We've had some fantastic workshops this month. They were all very good. And Kate kicked us off at the start of the month with our social media for authors workshop. All of these workshops are now available for download for just $5. If you attended, you got it for free. But if you missed out, this is worth 10 times what you're paying for it.
Easily.
Very, very easily. Kate was very clear, concise, and gave very clear direction on how to improve your author image using social media with a lot of choices. We spent some time with Christopher Gare and thinking about poking the comedic derriere, writing comedy, and he did a fantastic job of relaying how to approach it, how to work it into your work. Julianne Sisung and Xander Cross did a really, really good backward and forward using history in your writing. Their presentation was clear. It made certain that you understood what you had to do and how you had to do it to get history inside of your writing. One of my favorites, Andy Lockwood, did from storyboard to YouTube, crafting book trailers for authors. And right after we did this, we had two wonderful young people put together a great little video. But this really gave a lot of insight onto how you can put together a YouTube trailer and improve your book sales. And then last night, we ended it up with some weird guy that was talking about suspense. Spent some time looking at some stories, and I tried to give everybody some ways that they could add suspense to writing, and I think we had a bit of fun, and everybody
we had a blast.
The book. It was great.
It was great. Thank you, Andrew. Keep in mind, all of the downloads are on our website. Just go to the replay page on our website, and you can get all the downloads for just $5 a piece. Also, all the replays, the direct links to the blind date replays to our YouTube channel are also listed on that page of our website, and all the YouTube replays are free. The blind date with a book replays are all free, and they will stay up there forever. The workshops will stay up there forever, so you can always have access to those things even after we're into the next festival season. So keep that in mind. Tonight, we have 4 amazing authors reading for you. We're not going to tell you what book they're reading because you guys have all been here before. You know how this works. Michael Klassen Laura Ann Miglery, right? Miglery? Did I do that right?
Migliore. Yes.
Migliore. There we go. See, I knew I was going to mess it up. I learned how to read phonetically, so yeah.
Migliore.
Joan Young is going to read for us, and Barbara Lally is going to read for us, but we're not going to tell you which books. We will give you a small little teaser, though. So here is the teaser. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 books, 4 different genres. This will not be the order that they're going to read in, so don't make notes just yet. But you will get a chance to guess which book goes with which author, and then we'll do our silly little guessing game. And you get bragging rights, and then I'm going to tally up all the bragging rights, and we're going to give away prizes at the wrap party, because the authors were so generous, I have extra books to give away. So there you go. So tonight, each author is going to read for 5 minutes. So let's see. Barbara, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Welcome to the family. We're glad to have you here. You're a first-time author with us, and we're really excited to hear about your book. So when you are ready, ma'am, go.
Okay. And thank you for having me. It's, a pleasure. And all right, here we go. This feels good. I was 10 years old when I started pulling out my eyebrows. I remember relaxing in my parents' room watching television while my mom was putting away clothes. For seemingly no reason at all, my left hand gravitated toward my eyebrow and pulled on it. A few hairs came out. I looked down at my fingers and thought, well, this is weird. I didn't even pull hard, yet hair came out. Without a second thought, my hand went back up to my eyebrow and pulled at it a second time. Once again, a few hairs came out. Why doesn't this hurt? This should be hurting me, right? Now part of my eyebrow had an itchy, tingling sensation. I began to rub it, but that didn't stop the feeling. I then decided to pull again. As I removed more hair, I felt a sensation of relief. Wait, this feels good. I don't think this should feel good. Should this feel good? I remember doing the same motion again and again until, oops, no more eyebrows. Okay, being dramatic. I didn't pull out both of my eyebrows in that sitting. Instead, my pulling was gradual. I started with the ends of my eyebrows and worked my way in toward my nose. I went from having full eyebrows to having half of each eyebrow to nothing. It was gradual enough that it took my parents a little while to notice. My mom was the first one. She looked at me one day and said, "Something about your face doesn't look right. Are you feeling okay?" After that, the chaos began. What was I doing to myself? And why? I lied. When my mom took a longer look at my face, she realized what was different about me. Sections of my eyebrows were missing. She was absolutely baffled, and in her confusion, she began to ask me what felt like a million questions. I was scared, embarrassed, ashamed. I had a sinking feeling that what I was doing was wrong. I didn't want her to be mad at me. So what does any child do in a situation where they think they'll get in trouble? They lie, and that's exactly what I did. I'm pulling them out, but I don't know that I'm doing it. It just happens, I told her. She wasn't mad then, which was good, but lying caused me more anxiety that led me wanting to pull more out of my eyebrows. My mom immediately started contacting doctors. This wasn't normal behavior. She had to find out why I was unconsciously pulling out my eyebrows. At my first doctor's visit, did I tell the truth? Nope. Instead, I kept lying. I kept telling the doctors, the therapists, my family that I had no idea what I was doing, when in reality, I knew exactly what I was doing. I looked in the mirror while I did it. I would use tweezers. At the time, I felt I couldn't tell anyone this. I was scared of people being mad at me. I wanted to avoid that at all costs. I'm not sure how long my little charade lasted, but eventually I confessed. I knew what I was doing and continued to do it. My mom was mad that I had been lying to her and to literally everyone else. Like many parents, she said that she wouldn't have been mad if I told the truth. All she wanted to do was help. We were back at square one. Letting it out. I avoided your questions for as long as I could. I started to lie because I thought that I should. The truth of the matter was I needed to share, to finally tell you what I've done to my hair. Whatever you do, don't eat it. When I was first diagnosed with trichotillomania, I was asked an endless amount of questions. Why are you pulling? When did you start? Did something happen to you that caused you to do this? Do you remember what happened before you first pulled? Did you eat anything different? Can you make yourself stop? No one seemed to know what was going on. One question that stood out among the rest was, do you eat it? Eat it, I thought. I definitely pull it out, but I never thought of eating it. I would tell the therapists and doctors no, but they weren't satisfied with that answer. They would always ask me again, and with more force, as if I was lying. At 10 years old, I was confused, scared, and already embarrassed of what I was doing. I thought it couldn't get any worse. I was wrong. I did not know this at the time, but people did eat their hair after they pulled it out. Hair doesn't digest and can cause potentially fatal hairballs that need to be surgically removed. Most people who do eat their hair are ashamed and will not be forthright with that information. This is why the therapists and doctors were so forceful with their questioning. If I was eating my hair and didn't admit it, I could have died. Angel. You call me an angel, but is that what I am? As I look down at the hair in the palm of my hand. Do angels do this?
Well done. 9 seconds left on the clock. Good job. That's a great reading.
Impressive.
Very
You
impressive.
couldn't have been nervous at all. You took the stage. Yay.
Hey, Barbara.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. We're going to go into our next reading. Michael, are you ready, sir?
Yep.
Whenever
as ready
you're
as I'll ever be.
whenever you're ready to begin, your time starts now.
All right. Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, located on the north coast of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, is well known for its scenic beauty, but visitors to the park often overlook its one man-made attraction. Most visitors drive by the nearly unmarked Sable Point Lighthouse without ever realizing that the fully intact, historically significant, still functioning lighthouse is there. Located at the scene of several shipwrecks, this graphic example of life along Lake Superior's shipwreck coast is located 12 miles west of Grand Marais. The remains of the Mary Jarecki, Sitka, and Gale Staples can still be seen along the shore. Even now, Sable Point Light stands isolated on a battered spit of sandstone that endures the fiercest wrath Superior can muster. To the east stands the majesty of Grand Sable Dunes. To the west, forest and miles of beach that merge into the cliffs of Pictured Rocks. Continuing 6 feet under the surface of the lake, the point becomes a mile-long sandstone reef, a dangerous trap for sailors. It must have been terrifying, sailing hard toward Grand Marais, a harbor of refuge, the screaming winds and the massive waves pounding against the ship, and then the sickening crunch as the sable sandstone destroyed the hull. Plunging into the angry, ice-cold surf would be the only option for survival. Then it was in God's hands. In 1871, according to the Marquette Mining Journal, it was deemed that in all navigation of Lake Superior, there is none more dreaded by the mariner than that from Whitefish Point to Grand Island. Further, a light was thought more a necessity at Sable Point than any other unpredicted location in the district. Consequently, a light was constructed there and went into operation in 1874. The same light still stands over 125 years later, a monument to a bygone era. The tower is 85 feet high and the base of it extends 23 feet underground. Written accounts describe when the wind blew so hard that the light keepers feared the lighthouse would topple because the tower shook so much. Picture it. You're tending the light in the top of the tower when the winds of Superior shake and batter everything around. The fear grows in your belly that it all can come down around you. Walking about the property, one can easily envision the harshness of life that must have permeated even the most mundane of daily chores. Isolation and loneliness were constant companions, and those who couldn't handle it didn't last long. Originally, it was planned that only one keeper would run the light, but within a year, an assistant was assigned and then a third was put on. But even then, the isolation was nearly unbearable. One lighthouse keeper wrote that Sable was just as isolated as if it were 30 miles from land. When the lighthouse was first built, there was no roads. The first access road was built in 1939. The only access to Au Sable Point, originally called Big Sable Point, was by boat, especially from Grand Marais. The boats came from Munising as well. Most years, the residents were isolated for 6 months without seeing another soul. The buildings of the main complex included the main lighthouse keeper's building, the assistance building with the light tower, and the fog signal building or boathouse, and the oil houses. Of course, no one could stave off the boredom a bit with Of course, they could stave off the boredom a bit with daily routines, keeping the steam up in the fog signal, and oil filled in the lighthouse with full-time jobs. They were also necessary jobs. A shipwreck on Lake Superior meant death. The lighthouse keeper's dedication to routine saved lives. Quiet and no emergencies meant the keeper did the job. That should be close.
All done. 49 seconds left. Good job. Well done, Michael. Thank you very, very much. I can't wait to ask you questions. Okay. Laura Ann, are you ready to go next?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, your time begins now.
All right. Well, we dedicate this book to all those who value personal freedom to self-govern, self-help, and self-lead in the practical application of doing what they can with what they have and where they are at. Atoms are the building blocks of life that form matter, and matter has 3 states: solid, liquid, and gas. Likewise, human beings are a massive cluster of atoms that exist in 3 states: spirit, soul, and body. Whether visible or invisible, all things are made of matter. You matter. Your values are like the joining force of atoms that form molecules, which become the structural components of matter. If matter is destroyed, the molecular structure is disassembled, but the basic building block of the atom remains intact. Likewise, if something you worked hard at gets ruined, the time and resources put into the project may be dead, but the values applied to the process remain intact. For example, you turn your great idea into a product that solves an irritating problem that people are willing to pay for your solution. You partner with another person who has resources and connections to launch your product for public sale, and you invest your life savings, believing your hard work and integrity is going to pay off. However, your partner makes well-intended compromises with other investors who are greedy for gain, and those investors use their legal and political clout to cleverly cut you out of the deal and steal your product, your business. Your partner justifies their actions, never meaning to hurt you, and apologizes for the unintended consequences. A recent Hollywood example of this is found in the Amazon Prime television series, The Marvelous Mrs Maisel. While Mrs. Maisel and her agent were enjoying the rising stardom with a big stand-up contract, riding the coattails of the fictitious singer Shy Baldwin, Maisel's agent was gambling their earnings away without her consent. What are you going to do? Life is full of risks and well-meaning people who hurt us. It has been said that the path to hell is paved with good intentions. Unpleasant consequences provide us with evidence that prudent decision-making was lacking. However, in a moment in time, an event and consequence from which to learn. Reflection is a powerful learning activity to examine life in context of values and beliefs, daily habits and decision-making. The proverbial school of hard knocks provides tough life lessons to learn from, but here is where prudent decision-making can be developed via self-reflection and self-discovery to help you stay true to yourself, your values and beliefs, and success in life. Consider that the human body is a big clump of atoms and molecular structures. Through the process of time, the body dies, but the spirit and the soul remain intact at the atomic level. Recall also that atoms are very tiny and exist in three states: solid, liquid, and gas, invisible to the naked eye. Likewise, as mentioned earlier, humans exist in three states: body, spirit, and soul. And a person's values will influence the spirit of their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in the decision-making process. Whether prudent or not will depend on how one is willing to stay true to their self-held beliefs. Prudence is a companion of wisdom. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence. Proverbs 8:12. Most people want to be wise in their decision making, but many do not consider prudence as a companion of wisdom. Prudence is an unseen process and operates according to the spiritual laws of physics, which help explain the hidden energy influences of positive and negative, also known as good and evil. Take, for example, the biblical story of Adam and Eve in the book of Genesis. Everything was good until a compromise in values and beliefs occurred. Adam blamed God for the woman he gave him, and Eve blamed the serpent, who was Satan in disguise, for tricking her. Neither Adam or Eve took responsibility for staying true to sacredly held values, and thus failed in prudent decision making. That is, they both ate of the knowledge, a tree of good and evil. Satan, on the other hand, stayed true to his sacred values of lying and deceiving to achieve his goals, which demonstrates a twisted version of prudent decision making. And here's where one's prudence can be another's provocation.
And that's 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Yay! Reading from the clock can be challenging.
Yes.
Okay. Joan, last but certainly not least, are you ready to go, madame?
I am.
Okay, go.
Two heavy green thighs push out, then thrust backward in unison, propelling the slim body of the grasshopper through the water with a frog kick. I laugh out loud at the absurdity of its cross-species motions. Who knew that grasshoppers can swim? He has taken on a daunting task, this little summer insect, to swim across a creek hundreds of times the length of his body. I wonder if he's even aware of the far bank, or is he just responding in desperation to an unintended watery landing after a careless jump? I feel a bit like a grasshopper myself. Here I am again, sitting in the damp vegetation on the bank of some unnamed creek, soaking my hot feet and eating a crackers and cheese lunch, in the middle of a hiking day, in the middle of a hiking life, in the middle of a hiking trail. It looks as if the grasshopper will make it across the stream before I finish eating. My journey will take longer. No one seems to care about my hike. I'm a middle-aged woman hiking an unknown trail slowly. An occasional burst of media interest erupts in a news article, but for the most part, no one cares about this quest except me. I'm grumpy, stressed, uptight, and nothing seems to be going my way to alleviate these negative feelings. I had to rush to get out of the house on time, complete a monthly work commitment, and attend a meeting with supposed friends, which turned out to be highly contentious, all before I could turn my car south on Sunday afternoon. I crossed into Ohio at 3 p.m, aware that I have 4 more hours of driving ahead of me and 16.7 miles to walk the following day. I'm not fond of high mileage days. That distance is certainly doable, but I won't enjoy it. My world is simply moving too fast. I want it to slow down to foot pace. My body is wound like a steel cable, and all I can think of is getting the miles done and crossed off my list of unhiked sections. I also know that after I finish these miles tomorrow, I have 3 more hours to drive and must again find a place to sleep, hopefully before dark, so I can attend another meeting. My mind is a tangle of things to do with some walking thrust in between the snarls. This is not the kind of hiker I want to be. So I'm skipping ahead till after that first hiking day. Finally, near midnight, I locate Forest Service land and follow a 2-track, a really rough 2-track, deep into the woods. The road forks at a gate. It seems unlikely that anyone else will venture here in the middle of the night, and I have to be out early for the meetings. So I park by the gate, set my alarm, and curl up in the back of the car. Sometime later, a truck roars up the road and passes me. Soon it comes back and pauses. Is the driver studying my car? In a couple of minutes, it leaves, making a lot of noise. I stay down flat in the back of my Subaru Forester. Hopefully, no one can tell the car is occupied. By far, my most stressful experiences on the trail relate to other human beings rather than natural risks. And someone driving at high speed through the woods at night is probably not on the list of people I'd like to meet right now. After another unknown period of time, a spotlight is suddenly aimed through my car window. I can't see a thing. A voice orders me out of the car, and I'm not liking the sound of this. Here I am, standing barefoot in the October woods in southern Ohio, in my pajamas. Pajamas with cute little dragonflies, frogs, and turtles scattered whimsically across my legs. It turns out to be the sheriff. The truck driver has reported me as blocking the gate. Okay, I have to wonder who needs to use the gate at whatever time it is, 2 in the morning, 3. The man with the truck is there too. He says that he does trail maintenance during the night and that his tools are stored beyond the gate. This sounds fishy as all get out to me, but the sheriff only asks me to move my car a little bit, so the gate isn't blocked. I'm not hauled off to jail, and the other man opens the gate and drives through. I hope he's doing some great trail work in the dark, but since I'm apparently off the hook, I'm happy. So begins another North Country Trail adventure.
Well done. 15 seconds left on the clock. Good job, Joan.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yay! We have great collection of readers tonight. Now everybody gets to look again at the guessing screen, and I will pull up the guessing poll, and you can all cast your votes on who wrote what. So everybody take a look. 4 books, 4 authors. Who do you think wrote which book? We'll give you just a few minutes to take a look at this. I swear for June I'm going to get music so that we can do this. But it's,
We can have Golden's ticket songs play all the time between it. We're going to have so many people send them.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool too. I love how creative people are getting with this. Today, Ian Tadashi Moore won the gold ticket and he got his kids involved to sing with him. It was awesome. If you haven't gone to the Facebook page yet to see it, you really should. It was super fun. Amy Kelso sang for us yesterday. That was lovely. You have a beautiful voice, Amy.
Yes, you do, Amy.
And the other thing I want to remind you of while you're filling out this poll is our flash fiction contest is still up for voting on the Facebook page. Everybody gets to vote until midnight tomorrow night, and then we will announce the winner at Saturday's blind date with a science fiction book. There's 5 really great stories up there. You should all go in and read them, take a look, and vote for your favorite. Okay, we're almost done with our poll.
Well, as we're almost done, I just want to add one thing, and
Yes,
I
sir.
hope I don't embarrass her. I don't think that I can. But for those of you that don't know, Joan writes a blog every day, and it's always very impressive, and I always enjoy reading it. And,
Well, you blog every day too.
well, that's okay. But I like your blog every day. I like reading everybody's blog every day.
Okay.
I love that we're all just one big happy family. That's what I love.
But if you want to see something fun and always some good advice about hiking and trails and all sorts of other fun, I just put the link inside of the chat.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
fantastic. Thank you, Andrew. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to close the polls. Everybody should have had a chance to vote. And I'm going to share the results with you so you can see if you got it right. And I'm going to share the reveal screen. Here we go. Michael Klassen brought us Point North. I have so many questions about lighthouses, Michael. I don't even know where to start. Barbara Lally brought us the is this Trichotillomania Diaries, Barbara? How do you pronounce that?
Trickster.
Trickster. Okay, like with a K. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Laura Ann, I'm not going to pronounce your last name because I'll get it wrong again. It's Miligori, right?
Miglory.
Yeah, see, I'm close. So close. She brought us 2020 Prudent Leadership. This is Conversation, Conduct, Character, and COVID-19. And then Joan Young brought us North Country Cache Adventures on a National Scenic Trail. And this is book one of a so far 2-book series. There's only 2 books in the series, right?
Yeah, that finishes the trail. And I read from the second one, not the one.
Right. Okay, so congratulations everybody who got them right or close to right. You get bragging rights on Facebook tomorrow morning, or Twitter, or Pinterest, or Instagram, or whatever other craziness you engage in. Feel free to brag about it. Tell everybody about our festival so they can go in and watch the replay tomorrow afternoon. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out to read. We do appreciate your time and your talent. Congratulations on your books. And I want to know, does anybody have questions before I get into my Lighthouse obsession?
Go ahead and start it out. You know you want to ask him.
I really do. Okay, so have you ever spent time as a lighthouse keeper, Michael?
Yes.
Okay.
Every summer, I've been going to help with the restoration of St. Helena Light, which is in the Straits of Mackinac, just to the west of St. Ignace. It's run by the Great Lakes Lighthouse Keepers Association, and every summer you can go out there and you can stay there. I'm working on a history of the lighthouse and the island. It's a fantastic little place, and
is this the same little lighthouse that's featured in Somewhere in Time, or am I thinking of a different lighthouse?
Different.
I think you're thinking of a different lighthouse.
A little tiny red one?
Yeah, kind of.
Just
it's
off Mackinac Island.
No, it's not on Mackinac Island. The tiny red one on Mackinac Island is Round Island.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You can go out there every summer too. They have an open house for it every year because they're restoring it.
Why don't I know about these things? Okay. If there's a possibility you can email me a link to how I can spend time at a lighthouse, I would love that. That would make me just a really super happy person.
Michael,
yeah.
Isn't the one that you're talking about, isn't that the one that's being turned into a bed and breakfast?
No, that's not it. That's the Wagashants, or no, not Wagashants.
Yep.
It's a different one further out. The St. Helena Lighthouse, if you go across the Mackinac Bridge and you look to the west, you'll see an island sitting right there, and you can see the lighthouse.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh.
And it's a lot of fun. There's a couple of shipwrecks around it and that sort of thing. So it's neat to go out to.
It's a life's dream for me to spend time in a lighthouse and actually sleep there and like right there. And someday I will do it. So. Well,
Sabo Lighthouse, the one I was reading about, which is in Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, invites people to be keepers, and they'll double duty, stay in the lighthouse and work at the bookstore and whatnot back at the lighthouse. They've got
a lighthouse and a bookstore. Have I gone to heaven? Oh my gosh!
It's about a mile and a half walk back, but it's really pretty cool.
And it's right on the North Country Trail.
It is. Absolutely.
Okay, this is now a new destination. Okay, all right. Sorry, I had to monopolize the conversation there for a moment, but lighthouses. Okay. Alrighty. Any other questions for anybody else in the room tonight?
I have a question that goes with some questions that are already in the chat. So Barbara, I really loved how yours mixed up. It sounded like the voice of a 10-year-old and then also mixed in a little bit of, poetry or can you speak a little bit more to that? That was really fascinating.
That was cool.
Thank you so much. So I have Trichotillomania. That's the Trickster Diaries. People who have Trichotillomania, we call ourselves tricksters. Basically, just to give a little rundown of what that is, it's called a body-focused repetitive behavior. Biting your nails is something common. That is also a BFRB, as they say. So it's just something that's chronic. I pull my hair out. I have since I was 10. So my book is some little stories, like a diary entry, mixed in with poems that goes from 10 until I'm about 28, going through that cycle of, really hating myself because I'm doing this thing where I'm changing my appearance and I can't stop. And I'm getting people to look at me and wondering what's going on. And I really don't even know myself. And going into high school and still facing those challenges, but then later finding self-acceptance and saying, this is a part of me no matter what. It's now my time to either love it or I'm going to have this battle my entire life. And I chose to love it. And so I wanted to share how I really felt as a young child, and then go through it and see how my brain and my thought process changes toward it. By the end, I won't tell you everything, but I'm talking about it now. So that is something that
I think it's tremendously courageous, and I just want to applaud you for writing this book and making the rest of the world aware. I had no idea this was a thing. So I'm really interested in reading your book now to learn more about it and become more aware so that I can be more sensitive to it. When you don't know something exists, you don't know what you don't know. So I appreciate you bringing the book out and sharing your story with us.
I think that's one of many books that we've seen this entire month that really deserve to be in libraries, especially where people who aren't necessarily going to speak out and say, I'm doing this thing, I don't even understand why I'm doing it, but finding a book that spells out there's somebody out there that's gone through this. And that's what I'm thinking too. I think there were, including yours, Barbara, I think that there were a lot of books this month that really need to be in libraries for that specific reason.
I agree, just so that we can bridge the gap of that isolation. I agree. Yeah. Andrew, you were going to say?
Yeah, I've known several people that have this disorder, but I didn't ever know the name. I just purchased your book while we were talking. So
that's Andrew.
That's me. I read everything. It's weird. Last night I learned something new and read all night. But I think it takes a lot of courage to step out and realize that, hey, I can accept who I am no matter what. Just like I have to accept I'm a monster every day. It's just
Andrew, stop.
He is a monster.
Laura Ann, I was looking, your books are part of a series of 3? Is she there?
Yes. I actually read from Values, Prudent Leadership. It's our first book, Values. The second book, Conversation, Conduct, Character, and COVID-19 was the second one. And then we have a third one, Who Am I?, which explores the depth of understanding self. We are finishing the series this year. We have 6 more of these short little books that we're doing. And then next year we plan to release a full hard copy of all of them together with revision and go from there. But it's our role model that we use is President Theodore Roosevelt, and one of his famous sayings, do what you can with what you have and where you're at. And so we do tie this in to what it means to be a self-leader and basically the practical application so that we as individuals are self-empowered to make a difference. And basically it embodies that whole philosophy of do what you can with what you have and where you're at, so that it removes that excuse for not doing something.
Yeah, I was very fascinated with the approach, and I'll pick yours up and read them as well pretty rapidly. These are, they're not very long.
They're novelette size.
Yeah, they are. They're short.
They're short reads.
We have a character, Prudent Adam, and we go off the Prudent Adam. So we have a play on words with Adam, A-D-A-M, and then Adam, the building block of life, A-T-O-M.
Not to be confused with my newest book coming out soon called Adam as well, but
right.
No, I'm
not to be
Adam,
confused.
hey.
Don't get confused.
For Adam.
Yeah, we've got lots of Adams here. No, I'm fascinated by the approach. I'm curious because as you read, you were blending religion and science together, do the books continue to have that blend of the two, or do they lean towards one or the other?
Yes, we take it to a deep level, and our atom model is reflective. It's an analogy back to the human body, spirit, soul. So we take it back that and we relate that to the basic building of an atom. A Prudence atom has values at the center, and then looking at the rotating electrons as being our thoughts, our emotions and behaviors, and then how that influences our decision making with the perceived risk that we have every day in our decision making. So risk is the wild card, and that will look different. But we have a common saying we say throughout the book: one person's prudence is another's provocation. So we really explore with an open mind all versions and all perspectives, which include different religions too, because again, it's about the individual and how the individual sees things. So there's no right and wrong. What we're doing, we present it. We do have the Christian Judeo perspective that we share, but we also keep it open and use interesting examples throughout the book that are relevant to today. And things that, like I said, one person's prudence can be another's provocation. So
excellent.
Thank you for asking.
Interesting stuff. I have a question for Joan. And I neglected to ask you this question when you came on Indie Reads TV and did the TV program with me. Did you It was fun. It was fun having you in the studio. It was a blast. But I never asked you, and I've been really curious about it this month as I've been looking through your book again. Do you keep journals on your trails so that you then go back and write the books from that? Or is a lot of this just quick note taking and then you work from memory? How do you actually organize these books?
The first 2 years, I'm the first woman to hike the entire North Country National Scenic Trail, which is 4,600 miles long.
That's in itself crazy, but okay.
But I did it in sections, so over a number of years. And the first 2 years, I did try to take, to write a journal at night. I was just too tired. I kept falling asleep. The light went out, the sun went away.
Sure.
So very quickly, I think it was like year 3 of the hikes, I began writing about them and was urged to turn it into a book. So fairly early in the process, I was thinking book, and I started carrying a little, it was about 4 by 5 inch tape recorder. And that was great because I could do recordings as I was walking even. And some of you that know me, my best friend hiked over half of the trail with me, and some other people were along too. And I could even get their voices on the tape, because sometimes they would remember funny things or jokes or their perspective, like I just walk across a little suspension bridge and Marie's going, "Are you kidding? That was awful." So we have more than my perspective.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. I love these books because they're photographs and maps and all kinds of cool stuff in them. So I'm pretty impressed. I don't know where you get the energy to do all that walking. I have enough trouble just to exercise every day in my little recumbent stationary bike.
You're riding that bike.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Can I ask Joan a couple of things?
Absolutely, Michael. Go ahead.
Hi, Joan.
Hi.
I'm real intimate with the North Country Trail up here. I started the Grand Marais chapter of the North Country Trail, and I helped design the section that runs between Marquette and Lance in the UP.
Okay.
It's an incredible trail, and I know exactly how tough it is. Did you have any times when you were out there that you kind of thought that maybe I shouldn't be here and I shouldn't have done it? And I probably ought to quit and go back.
I loved even the really hard parts. To be honest, the two hardest parts were the first time we went to North Dakota, because we hit a year when they had record heat and thunderstorms. And then the Trap Hills in the UP was difficult because, again, we hit a very hot week. We were out for 2 weeks that year, but one of those weeks was really hot. And as you know, the Trap Hills are really steep. So
yeah. They're incredible, actually, but
I would
it is
say,
a rough hike.
I would say those were my personal two hardest hikes, but no, I'm crazy. I never wanted to quit. Are you kidding?
Joan does not quit.
She doesn't. It's crazy. Your energy is overwhelming.
I've quit
it's
a couple of things in my life. It's that saying that, you never give up is really kind of stupid, because sometimes it's a little wiser to realize when it really is a good thing to give up on something because you're just beating your head against a wall. But
sometimes it's good not to poke the bear.
It is. Real quick,
Yes, sir.
Michael, it was bugging me. I was constantly bugging because we have met and we spent a little time talking, and I know this because I purchased this from
There you go.
Yeah, that's about to become an audiobook.
Yeah.
I got the teaser for it today, and it
That's
sounds
very cool.
really good.
We gave that book away earlier in the month, so it's out in the wilds, as we like to say. So very
Here's where
exciting.
it belongs.
There is a question.
Yes.
Barbara, do you have anything else in the works? I mean, have you written anything else? Do you have something coming?
Yes. So I have a guided journal coming out called My Trickster Diary. So like, this is my cover. I'll cross out, let's say my, and it kind of has questions, different prompts, and different little activities for other people or tricksters to go from, feeling scared to share their story to hopefully one day publishing their own. So that's going to be out in July of this year.
Awesome.
And then I have plans to write poetry books in 2022.
Have you thought about doing any type of compendium to help people along, more than just journaling and writing, but to help them understand acceptance and how you found acceptance?
Yes, so I do have an Instagram page called The Trickster Diaries, and something I do is I share other people's stories on there. And then this year I have other tricksters come on an Instagram live. I call it Trick Talks. And so I get to have other perspectives, broadcasted for people who are maybe kind of too shy to message or too shy to even follow the account. They can see other perspectives, not just mine. And, we hear a lot of the same things. Sharing your story is so freeing and so empowering. And so we're hoping that by having more people on Trick Talks, I've done 10 so far, that, more people want to start sharing and, like even in the chat, sharing my story, someone's like, I do know people who do that. I do know people that do that. And so the more we have that happening, the more people are going to share and feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think the conversation is really important. I think it's important that we take the time to understand and to learn. And I really applaud you for reaching out and doing this. I think it's awesome. And I love the poetry. I think you should put together just a poetry book. I'm really intrigued by your poetry. I'm definitely going to buy your book and read that. It's awesome.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
Any questions for anybody else out there? Because we're running up on 9 o'clock and I know it's getting late and I want to be respectful of everybody's time. We still have to spin the wheel. Any other questions tonight? Kate, do you see anything? Andrew?
I don't see anything, but I think everybody did an awesome job, and thanks for being inspiring and taking us on a nice journey with reality. It's good.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's get to the spinning wheel of happiness. What do you say? Let's see if Diana can remember to share the right screen tonight. It's always a guess. It's
the
always
left
a guess.
screen.
Yeah, it is the left screen. It's that one over there. It's Yes, it's in the theater, we call it stage left. It is stage left. Okay, here we go. Spinning wheel. You see it, right, Andrew?
Of
Kate,
course I
you see
do.
it? Okay, good.
Good job.
Okay, here we go. We're giving away 1, 2, 3, 4 books, one from each of the authors tonight. So here we go. Spinning wheel number 1. Hey, Gary Floyd, you get Barbara's book, The Trickster Diaries. Yay! I'm a little jealous because I was hoping to keep this, but I'm going to buy my own. Okay, thank you very much for playing our game. Okay, here we go. Spinning wheel number 2. Yay, Carol Trembeth, you get a book. 2020 Prudent Leadership. And this one is not the one Laura read from tonight, but it is called Conversation, Conduct, Character, and COVID-19. So you get that book. Yay! The reason that's not the one that Laura Ann read from tonight is because we already gave away the other one. So there you go. Well, Eric read from it earlier in the month. So that's what happens when you get 2 authors working on a single project.
Giveaway mania.
Here we go. And go.
Round and round we go.
Yay!
We may actually keep Diana in books for a few weeks.
Yeah, I don't know if Diana needs more books, but there you go. North Country Cash by Joan Young.
Gosh.
There it is. Yay!
I don't think you have that one, do you, Diana?
Well, we'll find out. This is the first book in the series, so there we go. Okay, and last but not least, number 4. Yay! Jessica Moore, you get Points North by Michael Klassen. Again, I'm a little jealous because it's got lighthouses in it, but it just means I get to go buy it for myself. Yay! Okay.
Well,
Everybody, thank you so much for playing our silly little game. Yes, Andrew?
You just have to remember, when you come over here, there are 3 lighthouses right next to me.
Well, then
3.
I'm gonna have to come for a week
And there's 3
and
by
spend
me,
time
so you
twirling
just
lighthouses.
Yeah,
just
All right,
keep
so I
coming
got
up. Just keep coming up the coast, and you got
So-
3 more by me.
There's
Yep.
also one
You know
by
what?
me.
Maybe I'll. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the June festival on the road and visit lighthouses.
There you go.
Sounds good.
that sounds fun.
Okay,
Good time.
There you go.
I wish I could do that. That's not in the
Come up from
budget, but
Florida.
there you go. And not in the budget. I wish it were in the budget. Hey, you guys who bought books, guess what? You're probably going to want to know how you get them. Some of you may already know how to get them, but I'm going to tell you again. This is how you get your books. Huzzah! You've won a book. Send us an email, with your mailing address to diana@pagespromotions.com. Put your mailing address in it. Send it to me tonight before midnight. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is check that email inbox, and if it's in there before midnight, because it's time date stamped, and if it's not stamped before midnight, I will put your book back in the pile to give away at the wrap party. So make sure you get that email in with your mailing address. If you've already won a book and you sent me your mailing address and you think I already have it, don't think that hard. Just send it to me anyway, because I use my inbox as my to-do list. So if it's not there, it won't get mailed. And where is it? There we go. If you win a book, flip through the pages. You never know what might be hidden inside. Today, Ian Tadashi Moore won the golden ticket. And again, if you missed it, go to Facebook, check it out. He and his children sang a song. It was fantastic. We'll get to that in a minute. But so the golden ticket has been claimed. However, the silver ticket is still out there. The silver ticket is the Blood in the Rain prize box, donated by the generosity of author Jacob Bullen. And those are the first 2 books in the Blood in the Rain series and the super snazzy hooded sweatshirt to go with it. And then I don't have it, Andrew. Okay, so the bronze ticket is the Masterson Files prize box, donated by our very own Andrew Smith. And it's way over there. I can't grab it. But in the prize box, not only do you get the 5 books from the Masterson Files series, that's 5 books. You get that super snazzy tote bag to carry them in, and you get this really nifty mug with the sippy lid for grown-ups. It's so cool. It's got like 100 and... See how even the dogs are excited. So it's got a sippy lid so you don't, like, spill stuff like I do. And the dogs were even, did you hear that? They went nuts. They love the sippy lid. Okay. So that comes with the bronze ticket. Now, if by some chance you win one of these tickets, you can be just like Ian Tadashi Moore, and you can win more stuff. Kate, tell them about this craziness.
Okay, so reasons why this is even better than Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which that's saying a lot right there. We don't just have golden tickets, we have silver and bronze, and we're offering up other people to get in on the fun. So basically, if you either win a book and you flip through it and you find a ticket in there that is not golden, that still works. Or if you just want to get in on the fun and craziness, because that's kind of how we roll in this festival, if you haven't picked up on that yet, then record yourself, have somebody record you singing, preferably with props, anything fun. 30 seconds.
Insert your own lyrics the way Amy Kelso did.
True. That was actually really cool. Amy really went the extra mile on that. Okay, so Diana makes me, and she insists on saying 30 seconds, but record yourself singing the original song, upload it to Facebook, and what can you win?
Well, if you're brave enough to do this, you will win my entire catalog of books. That's 9 books in 9 different genres, because I'm a little nuts. Plus, you'll win a title of your choice from Kate McNeil's collection, and you will win a title of your choice from Jordan Scavone's collection. He writes children's and young adult. That means you'll get 11 books in 10 genres, awarded to 3 brave musical winners. And again, as Kate mentioned, and Amy did this, she got super brave with us, she kicked it off. Yep. If you don't win one of those tickets and you want to sing and stuff for us anyway, I will give you 1 book of your choice from my catalog. So go ahead and sing. What you got to lose? You could win free books. It could be fun. Why not, right?
It will be epic.
It will be. It's already been epic. It's crazy how epic
it'll get
it is already.
Epic. More epic.
More epicist.
Yeah, epicist, yes.
Like
did we just make up a new word? I think we did.
Yes, we have a new word.
Yes, because I almost forgot. If you are a little bit camera shy, Andrew, who's over that way to me, has volunteered to virtually hold your hand and sing with you. And I, as along with a couple of other people, can vouch that he has an amazing singing voice. I don't understand why this man does not have awards on that back shelf. Because
he probably does.
He probably
does. Haven't seen the whole room yet.
They're weird ones that are back there. The awards that are back there. So.
But he will sing with you and hold your hand virtually.
Sing with you.
And it's worth
have
it.
Have a golden ticket. Yes, we'll have lots of fun.
There we go. So again, why not just play the game, you guys? It'll be a good time, and you'll. Here's the really big thing. If you put a video up on our YouTube, our Facebook page, what you're doing is helping to promote the book festival, which in turn supports indie authors. So why not just throw caution to the wind and do it? Now, speaking of throwing caution to the wind, if you've never been on a sailboat throwing caution to the wind, you'll have a virtual chance to do that this June. We are doing the Summer Reading Regatta. These are the participating authors we have on board so far. Wow. You really need to get in on this. It's going to be a blast. Today, I created some new fun stuff, and I'm going to send it off to my team here to make sure it's all spelled correctly. But we're creating new games and new prizes and new contests, and we're just having a blast. And it's all sailing related because that's my thing. So, come on. There we go. So if you're an indie author and you'd like to get in on the fun in June, and as you saw this month, it is a lot of fun. The Summer Reading Regatta is going to be a harbor filled with books waiting to be discovered. If you're an author, the early bird rate is $25. Last minute is $50. Registration deadline is May 15th. Already we have 25, I think I counted 25 authors that have signed up so far. So this is going to fill up pretty fast. We only have limited time and space available, so you might want to get in on this soon. For those of you who are readers watching us on YouTube, come check it out. Mark your calendar. It's the entire month of June. 30 days of books and reading and fun and games and prizes and free books, and why the heck not, right? So come join us. It'll be a good time. I appreciate everybody being here tonight to read. I appreciate everybody being here tonight to listen. And as we do always, and especially in preparation of the Summer Book Festival Reading Regatta, we do Shots Across the Bow to close out the evening. Laura Ann, I would like you to start, please. Any parting words for us tonight?
Thank you for all you do, Diana. This has been very engaging, and I've really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed being able to listen to other authors here. I thought everybody did a fantastic job, and very inspiring. So thank you all, and keep on writing.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Michael, any parting words across our bow, sir?
Well, just thanks for having me, and I appreciate having the opportunity to reach out to some new folks and bring in some new people to figure out who I am and what I'm doing. And it's always nice to be out with new people and that sort of thing. So, especially up here, we're so far away from everybody, and with all the different crap that's been going on around the country.
Not to mention the fact that it's winter time.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, but actually we're not having that bad a winter. You
guys
that's encouraging.
Got it worse. Good. But we really appreciate you coming out. I'm super excited that you signed on with us. I hope you'll come back. I would like to learn more about you and your writing. So that'll be super fun. Barbara, any shots across the bow, ma'am?
Yes, I would just like to thank you so much for making this a reality for so many authors, especially, I'm a first-time author, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of this, welcoming, supportive, and really great community. So I'm just really grateful, and thank you so much.
You're welcome. We're glad to have you as part of the family. Come on back and join us again in June. It'll be a blast. Yeah, absolutely.
Have fun.
Miss Joan, any shots across the bow, ma'am?
Well, again, thank you for these fantastic venues. It's really good. The book I read from tonight, North Country Quest, is the second half of my hike. So you could read them in either order, but I would suggest reading Cache first and then Quest. But if you want Quest, it is only available from me. But the link on Diana's website to the temporary.
Get you right to her website.
Yeah, we'll take you to my website. So
absolutely. Kate, my sanity saver, thank you so much again for being with us tonight. You've been right here. I think you've only missed one night, so I really super appreciate you. Any shots across the bow?
Just because it's almost the end of the February festival and the next one isn't until June does not mean you cannot encourage other writers who may not know about it or other readers who really should know about it. So I just put the hashtag of happiness into the chat box.
I like
Please,
that.
please use that in your social media, because that's how we can track how are we getting out, how are people finding out about us, especially in between the festivals. So definitely let people know about it, let people know how much fun it was, let people know that you learned about something you had no idea about until tonight, and then hopefully we will see you and the people that you encouraged to come back with you in June.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Andrew, my insanity instigator. It's really the wrong moniker for you because you bring me so much sanity with technology and so many other things. So thank you very, very much. Parting shots across the bow, please. Yeah, it's late. I'm going to bed.
I know it's getting late. I just want to thank everybody that attended today. I've always appreciate Joan, but Michael, Laura Ann, Barbara, I hadn't heard from you before. Obviously, I've read yours, Michael, and no, I haven't posted a review yet, but Diana's on me to post all of my reviews. So at some point I will get them all. And everybody who attended last night, I want to say thank you again. I appreciate all of you that have already downloaded the book and had fun. And I want you all to think about June and the whale of a tale that we're going to be having.
I like that.
Oh, whale of a tale. Oh, whale of a tale. Yes, ladies.
No.
It's gonna be it.
No. You have to be practicing singing the actual song. Don't no.
Yeah, but don't give it away yet.
Not yet, but you need to start practicing.
I will do so.
Oh my God, he's good.
Everybody needs a whale puppet, don't they? Come on.
Right, as one does.
Okay. Andrew never ceases to surprise me. So you know what? Come back in June just to see what he does to me next. It'll be entertaining, if nothing else. Okay, thank you everybody for coming. Don't forget, vote on the flash fiction piece tonight. You've got until tomorrow at midnight to do that. And watch the Facebook group page between now and June. We're going to be doing more flash fiction contests just to keep us all in good practice for when June gets here. So please stay in touch. Join us all for the rap party on Sunday. It's open mic and open video for everybody, so that'll be fun. I'd love to see 100 people in the room. That would be awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, authors. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.